Hi, this is Jan from Gazpacho, and you're watching MOROW.com. Mr. Tropos is also a concept album, like TikTok and Night were. It's about solitude, really. It's inspired by a book called Solitude, written by Storer, whose theme was to see the different aspects of solitude through philosophers and composers and writers through time, how solitude and being alone just by themselves have helped their creativity and helped them finding finding their place in life, so to speak, by pulling back from social ties and family and stuff, and by themselves sat down alone and created. And there's also the slightly humorous pun on misanthropy in the title Misatropos, because Misatropos is the mass for Atropos, the goddess, who basically Atropos basically decides how long you live, or when to cut your thread, so to speak. And misanthropy, which is like lack of faith in man, or whatever how you want to put that, or being a little, So the album, the story of the album is a man pulling back from society and cutting all social bonds and ties, and moving out to the coast, to a lighthouse in the middle of nowhere, to write a mass for Atropos, for the goddess Atropos, and the album partly shows you what a mass for Atropos would sound like, or his attempts to write it, and also the about the separation and about the life he had, and what he left behind, which again has given us a very free subject to, like, it could be anything. Like we make the story. It isn't really written out so that you get a full storyline. But again, the point is to bring the listener in on a journey, and to kind of try and imagine himself what happens, and what it becomes of this man. It was really good, mostly good. As usual, you will have some people who rate the album as a prog album, as in traditional or old prog, and measure it up to the Rushes or the King Crimsons or the whatever. And if it doesn't sound like that, then it's bad in their opinion. Whereas as mostly other people who take it for what it is, has given it very high praise indeed. But it's not out internationally until February. So far it's only been for sale properly in Germany, and for maybe some international distributors who have bought it from Germany and sold it on in other countries. So we're releasing it on K-Scope now in the middle of February, internationally, yeah. I think we started the new album straight after TikTok was finished, really. We always do that. Now we have almost an hour music for the next album already. That is in the process of being written. So we have sketches for that. It starts almost immediately after the previous album is done, and then the process takes basically a year, more or less a year. None. We never do. We never ever do. I like. I guess most musicians get asked a lot about who are your influences, or what was the plan with the album and stuff. Like we never ever have a plan. We go into the studio and we make music, and then as we make music, then the plan takes shape, and we start discussing what is this about, and then we write the lyrics and the story and the concept. So now we have almost an hour of music for the new album, and now we're discussing the concept. The melodies have been made, the arrangements have been made, everything, but the lyrics haven't yet. We need to have a concept that fits and then we'll tweak and make adjustments on the music afterwards to fit, maybe take something away that doesn't fit and stuff. So the plan was to go into the studio and make a hell of an album.
So you can create music without knowing what the CD will be about.
Yeah, the song gets what the song wants. It gives itself as we go along, and we jam it out, and then it goes, okay, it's going into this track, kind of, and then we need a little more of this, and maybe we need some of that, and it kind of builds. It just builds, and what the song wants, the song gets.
The holy waters of the blackened sea.
Obviously, and we kind of missed a little now on this tour, because the album was supposed to be out in November. So this tour in January, February has been booked for a long time. And when the international release of Missa got delayed until February, then we still had to. I mean, we had the gigs booked and tickets sold and everything, so we still had to go on tour. But yeah, the intention is obviously, since it's the Misanthropos tour, to promote the album and expand our reach to more people. Yeah, for some of us it is. I have to work harder before and after the gig to catch up, and so does a couple of the other guys. Also has a lot to catch up when they come home, because it's not work that is being done by someone else while we are gone. It's still waiting for us. So we still hope to be touring more this year. So during and after summer we hope to book more gigs. Go back to Poland again. We were there in September, and that was great fun. Three or 4 weeks before the tour started, John, the guitar player, he had a skiing accident. So he was skiing, I mean alpine skiing, and he fell rather badly and hurt his leg, which isn't really funny. But what is funny is that during was it the first or the second gig we played on this tour. Then he had a muscle injury in his thigh, and then he was playing his solo and really leaning on that leg, and the leg just stopped supporting him. Yeah, like so the muscle, because of the injury, it just collapsed, and we have it on video as well. You see John playing a solo, and then he just collapses on himself like a house of cards. And he falls over and keeps playing the solo lying on his back, and it was hilarious to watch, because it looked like slapstick comedy on tape, and everybody saw it, of course. So that was a funny one. Apart from that, we're normal people. I mean, we don't go on tour to live the rock and roll life. I mean, this is just fun. Go out and spread the music and spread the atmosphere and share it with people, and go back on the bus to the next city. It's nothing more than that, really.